Hey guys, today I wanted to do a kind of comic haul thing video on my newest eBay pickup, which are actually these cool Spider-Man collector series. I actually got the whole series for 20 bucks. There's 24 volumes. I also got another comic that I'll just tack on the end because that'll be easier than just putting in the next haul. I'll take it out of my haul stack. So to start off, Amazing Spider-Man 15, or Amazing Fantasy, sorry, and as you can see, these are actually made out of newsprint. They're actually pretty cool books. They're made out of newsprint, which obviously the downside is that they're very flexible. But the upside is when they do flex, it doesn't really harm the book as it's newsprint. So, yeah, but this is actually a great way to get some reprints of the older Spider-Mans. And I wish I just ran out of bags and boards. So unfortunately these are unbagged and boarded, so I'm going to have to carry and hold them fairly carefully for the video. But to start off, we have Amazing Fantasy 15. And actually, so I essentially, the story behind this is about a week ago I tried to buy these. And I was bid up to like close to $40, which I thought was ridiculous for 24 reprints. And then the week after that, I bid again on another one, which was this week, probably 4 or 5 days ago, and I ended up getting these for 20 bucks. So, all 24 issues. Alright, so that's Amazing Fantasy 15. Moving on, and that one is probably in the worst condition. Number 2, Amazing Spider-Man number 1, and of course it won't stand well, but Amazing Spider-Man number 1, volume 2, and each issue goes as a volume. And as you can see, this isn't actually the Amazing Spider-Man number 1 cover, but I believe the story behind these are they were printed in newspapers. So what they did was they would put them in like the Sunday strips or whatever, but they would come out in 2 different parts. That's Amazing Spider-Man 1, the variant cover, and it's kind of cool. They give you the variant, but and then here's the regular cover for volume 3, and it's kind of cool getting like the little variant cover for the issue. The other one is identical, of course, besides the box around it, and this is volume 4, except for the box around it. And the not for resale, these are identical. It looks like the color was touched up, maybe. Not like completely redone, like that Amazing Fantasy reprint from about a year ago. And number two, part 2, the variant cover. And this is actually the side story. So, since there's 2 great spider thrillers in most of these, it prints the first story, and then the second part prints the second story. Unless it's just one long story. So, that's why that cover looked different. Next off, we have the number 3, which is Dr. Octopus. And that was the original cover. Here is the remake cover, or the variant cover, but you can see all the text, the comic code, the July 3rd, 1963, so it is all the same. Some of them look a little more Silver Age, and other ones look a little more modern. Here I'm going to readjust myself. Going on, if I can grab the next one. Here, that might make it easier to see it. Part 4. They're in newsprint, but they look pretty sturdy, and all the colors and stuff on them are good. Number 4, that's the original Sandman cover. And these reprint through issue 11. There's the new Sandman cover, or the remake. These are from 2006 too. And then I believe all the books are complete. The ads are modernized, and I believe there are only ads on the back, but I haven't read through any of these yet. Number 5, Doctor Doom cover, classic. Number 5, part 1, which is volume 10. And number 5 Part 2. And I love that, how he has like the original Spider-Man netting on him still in the variants. They try and put him in that style. Not always necessarily the Ditko style, or the Ditko style. Number 6, Part 1. The Lizard. That's Volume 12. Volume 13, The Lizard Part 2. Let's see. Yeah, I really should have put these at least in bags so they could stand, but maybe I'll buy some more bags and boards later. Number 14, number 7, Vulture Returns. And number 7's variant cover, Volume 15. This one looks a little more modernized. And then number 8 is divided into 3 segments. We have Part 1, Peter Parker's fight with Flash Thompson. And then we have the second variant cover, which is him fighting the robot. And you can see in the bubbles the art for the background stories, which is really cool. The contrast. And then the original cover, which shows that in the background. If I'm able to stand these up, hopefully you can see. I'll get all 3 of them up, whatever. Oh, no, I'm only going to be able to get 2 up, but if you can see that, it's hard to see, but this one has the original artwork, and then this one has Human Torch, and the fight is the background. I don't know, I thought it was kind of a neat feature that they tossed in there. But that was divided into 3 parts, as it's 3 stories. I don't know if that makes the book shorter, or what, but whatever. Number 9. Part 1. Electro. His greatest villain of all time. To there. And if I can actually grab it. Number 9, Part 2. Variant cover. And I think each of these are like 12 pages probably. Number 10, The Enforcers, Part 1. Part 2, the variant cover. Very cool. That's actually the one in worse condition, other than Amazing Fantasy. That one's a little off. And next up, number 11. Part 1, The Return of Dr. Octopus. And that was the original cover. Oops. Come on. And Part 2, Return of the Dr. Octopus. And you can see him in the more modern sense. So, those were my Spider-Man books. Pretty cool set. Obviously, they're newsprints, so you got to be more careful with them. They're a little more easy to rip, and they bend if you try and stick them up. They're not going to stay sturdy like a normal comic book. So those are the downsides, but they're pasted like a normal comic book. So, I mean, when you actually put them in there, they're going to sit standard, as you can see. Nothing special folding to them or anything that makes them like a newspaper where they'll just fall apart. So they're all good. I would say that they're, obviously, I only took them down because they're so hard to put up. And actually, I'll put this as my background. Final book I picked up this for 50 cents. DC Silver Age, and again, not bagged and boarded, so I'm going to be very careful putting it down. Challenge the Unknown 29, no bag and board yet. Unfortunately, I want to get them bagged and boarded as soon as possible. This is a detached cover, but for 50 cents. I thought any Silver Age DC is cool in my opinion, and just getting them in my comic book collection is awesome, cover intact or not. Again, I'm not a huge condition guy, so the only reason I included this here was basically I was doing this video, so I'm going to call it like a haul slash Spider-Man collection series. I don't know what I will call it, discussion or something, but whatever. You probably know by the time this happened, unless you just neglected to read the title. But what I think about those Spider-Man books, I think they're pretty cool for 20 bucks. I paid slightly shy of $1 a piece. It was $14 plus 6 shipping, so not a bad deal. It was shipped pretty promptly. I got it. And it's going to be a cool way to read the books. Obviously, there are other ways through like Masterpiece and stuff, or Showcase Presents, but Showcase Presents, you're not going to have it in color. And this is kind of a cool way to have them in issue form, especially with a lot of these issues being harder to get, or if you do own them, you probably don't want to read through them. But I mean, like I'm never going to get Amazing Spider-Man 1, so it'll be kind of cool to have those as filler in the collection. Not really filler, but you know, just something to make it look, you know, I don't know. It's just, they're kind of cool books to have. They're really neat little reads, and it's definitely going to be a cool way to look through them, especially for someone like me. I'm not a huge graphic novel guy. I've had a stack of graphic novels over my bed that I haven't read yet, for like a couple of them are like 2 or 3 years old now, because I just try and read through my comic books. I have so many of those I haven't read yet. And that's why I'm slowing down and trying to only buy Silver Age books or something that really piques my interest, so that I can hopefully not do that. But I always have to check through the quarter sections, and I always find cool stuff. And that's why I'm never going to be able to read all my books until the day I die. But I'll keep trucking through. Yeah. But yeah, so a few cool new additions to my collection. These 25 books, 25 count Challenges in the Unknown, only cost me about 25 or 20 bucks. So I thought it was cool. Definitely search down for these Amazing Spider-Man books. And I think the thing is, getting these, I would be patient. I don't think there's really a set price. Like, no one's gonna pay this much or this little. The reason I got these basically for 20 bucks was because I was basically one of the only ones really going for it, or I was the only one willing to pay that price, I guess. Because, like I said earlier, the other lot that I bid on first went for almost twice as much as this one. So I really think it just depends who you're bidding against. So I would be careful. You do know now that you can get these for about 20, so I wouldn't pay much more than 20, 25 I think is a good price for them, unless you really want them, then you can pay more. But I'm just saying, it's possible to get them for under 40 or whatever, so just be careful when buying these. But I would highly advise them. Again, another thing is, they look beautiful and all that, but like, I'm going to need to, but I would advise you pick up Bags and Boards as quick as you can. These are very thin books, not only because the newsprint, but they're only 10-15 pages a piece, since they break the issues into 2-part segments. So basically I'd have Bags and Boards ready, and then just to show you a size comparison of what size bag you need, they're about as tall as the Silver Age books, but not as long. I think they're about modern age size, so modern bags or Silver Age bags would work swimmingly. So yeah, I'm going to try and get these bagged and boarded. I might head up to Source today. I have a buddy coming over, so I don't know, maybe he'll want to go to Source. He doesn't mind comics and stuff, so maybe we'll go to Source, but I don't know. We'll see what we feel like doing. But yeah, probably within the next week. I have to drive by Source to get to my mom's house anyways, because she lives about an hour away. So if I'm going down there in the next week, which I probably will, I'll pick up boards then. If I don't go tonight, Bags and Boards. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. That was just about it for this video, and I appreciate you guys watching.